It's like snowing.
Today, we are making a giant 3D greeting card for Father's Day.
We are.
But it's not just any greeting card.
Oh no.
No. No, only the best for your beer drinking dad.
The only thing better than dad.
Is drinking beer with dad. And yes, that's a floating beer.
Floating beer.
I stole the punchline.
That's
from you.
fine, that's cool.
You can like just cut that beer out, and your dad gets beer and a dope card for, I don't know why I always say dope when we're filming these videos. Yeah,
you'd never
it's
say dope in
ridiculous.
real life.
Nope, just chose a shock top beer.
I like them.
Which if she had chose that before, I would have suggested we get like orange tape so it matched the beer, but we didn't know ahead of time, so no big deal.
We could choose a different beer. I could go grab another one.
No, shock top's fine.
We've got a lot.
Yeah, what? No, we don't have, no. Here.
This is a very messy craft. Have a vacuum on standby. I'm thinking like maybe I keep this the same size and then just like go in for bottle shape on the
Sure,
sides.
you can try that. First, Jess is gonna use a pen without the tip. It's not in like writing mode. And she's going to outline the shape of a beer, and you can look at the beer while you do it. And that you can make mistakes and just like reshape it as much as you need.
Okay, you see this fluff already happening?
Yeah.
Just embrace the fluff.
Yeah, or put something down, like a blanket down. That way it's like way easier to get rid of, but
will
it
be
still gets all
easier,
over the place.
but it-
The important thing is not to speed through this craft. It's not hard, it just takes patience and it takes a lot of time. You wanna make sure you don't do things like out of order. Assembling all the pieces together at the end is the best way to do it. I originally had pasted the cover of the card, which is this poster board, before I had done the inside of the card, and I ended up having to remove it so I could do the inside of the card without like ripping the cover off. So you definitely want to take the steps in the correct order. I think we need beers while we do this craft.
Oh man, yes. That looks even, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Your dad is a forgiving man. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's the thought and the beer that counts. Now, there is this little lip here. It's your decision if you want to make
I
it.
need a lip. Yours does look really cute with the lip.
Oh,
I feel like it kind of completes it, so I do want a little lip on mine.
By lip, I meant the cap, the top.
The
whatever.
lid.
What is this called?
The lid?
Beer.
The beer
Beer
cap?
cap? It's a beer
Clearly we are heavy beer drinkers.
Heavy beer drinkers.
Okay.
It doesn't matter how your carving looks shape-wise because you'll never see it once it's underneath the poster board. This is a really weird device that I use. You can't really cut.
What is that?
So it's used when you're baking to like scrape stuff off of pans.
Oh yes.
I have no idea what the official name of it. Good grip. It's a good grip.
It's a scraper.
Yeah, it's a scraper. Scissors don't work cutting styrofoam. You could use knives, but I was scared to use a knife.
Like the X-Acto knife?
That doesn't go far enough down.
Right.
So that didn't work either. There are like electric knives that you could get to cut through it, and that would be way faster.
Knife,
Yeah, exactly. Use a turkey knife. Baste this thing up.
That would be really effective.
Yeah. You gotta put a lot of body pressure into it and then like seesaw it back and forth. We sometimes have to get really inventive because we don't have all the tools we always need. He's already coming up with something I didn't do. There you go.
This is effective. Oh.
Until she takes the chunk out of the
Okay,
back.
but luckily it was the chunk we don't need.
Okay.
You really gotta put your muscles in.
Yeah.
How did you do this edge?
It was hard. See, it broke off super easy, and now there's all this extra, but it breaks off like so easy.
Oh,
and this doesn't have to
go
be
like a little bit.
totally perfect. Woo!
It's like snowing.
It is.
I'm covered in.
You're not even halfway done.
Okay, right. Maybe like almost halfway done. Oh, I like this method a lot more. Okay.
Okay, so she's using
So
the dig
the
in
method is the stab and
pull.
pull.
The stab and pull. Stab and pull down.
See, we're a learn as you go kind of place.
We're not perfect, but you could do this craft for a lot of other things too. Like any item ever, you could create a different shape and create a box
if your
for it
dad's
to
not a
hold
beer
it.
guy.
Yeah, or you want to make it for your mom or a friend. Women like beer too, so you can make this for Mother's Day, birthdays, Christmas.
It doesn't have to be perfect, right? Because we're gonna cover it with paper.
Correct. But we are using it to outline.
But it's like our base.
Right.
Okay.
Since you're on the styrofoam though, we can go ahead and cut out the little hole where
Oh yeah.
the beer is gonna go.
Okay, how did you do this?
So you choose where you want it, so go ahead and place it where you want it.
Okay.
How I did it was I just like pushed down and made impressions where the top and the bottom of the beer were.
Oh, that's smart.
And you wanna make it pretty close to where the top and beer end so that it like fits in there real snug. So this is gonna be the cover of the card, so you're not gonna need the thin poster board until much later. You're gonna need a lot of fast forwarding in this video.
Get yourself a good metal ruler. This is the way to be.
Push it out towards the camera.
Since I'm not rich enough to make it rain.
Thank you. See if your beer fits in there.
Okay.
Good. You want to keep the part that you push out so that you can measure the poster board so it fits perfectly inside.
Okay.
On the sides. So
Okay.
I'm gonna just put this aside until we're ready for it. So now you're gonna trace that out onto the poster boards. You wanna outline on the white part so that the pen
smart.
doesn't show.
Hiccups. Smart. Okay.
Here you go.
That'll work.
Just go ahead and trace away. So you can start cutting it out.
But I need to cut it a little bit larger,
Bigger,
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
so follow the same lines, but cut it a little
and I
bigger.
need to-
One is not going to have the center cut out because it will serve as the back so that
okay.
the beer doesn't fall out the back. You could probably follow this to the T or even a little smaller
in, okay.
so you block off some of the extra space.
Yeah.
But you want to use the X-Acto knife and go a little bit bigger on the outside of the beer shape. So I'm gonna outline this one for you, and then
Okay.
we're gonna use X-Acto knives to cut these poster boards out.
Uh-huh. Be right back.
We'll be right back. Okay, we finished it, and it actually was not that hard.
It wasn't, no.
It went pretty
The
fast.
X-Acto knife worked really well.
Yeah, I made mine a little bit smaller than she made hers. It's just how it happened. But the good thing is the back of the card, the only reason you need it is to support the beer. Before we move on, which you actually still need to cut out the center of this
Yes,
one.
I do.
So,
I'll be back.
okay, bye. Okay, while Jess is taking care of that, I'm going to cut the insides of the little beer slot for her, because otherwise when you open up the card, you just see like a bunch of white styrofoam. I told Jess to keep this piece of styrofoam so that she could measure the length. Make sure you do it on the white part so that you don't have pen mark. How you doing down there?
Almost done. Okay.
How'd it go?
Oh, it's perfect. It's perfect.
We are gonna tape around this with red tape so it covers any mistakes up. Next, what you wanna do is start decorating. I'm gonna make sure that this is gonna fit nice and snug. So I'm just kinda like measuring it. All of these instructions will also be written out, so you can follow along there too. So once you get the measurements for this, you can pretty much chuck that. You gotta like make noises when you do X-Acto knives. What, Jess? It's not going anywhere.
Perfect. We don't even have to tie it in.
Except I just shook the beer, but you know,
Whatever.
it'll be fine. So you take this one, I will hot glue the back on. So you do want this colored side up, because that's what he'll see. Line it all up. It's looking good. Again, we're gonna tape the sides so you won't see all the styrofoam, so don't really have to worry about that. Just make sure everything's lined up. Then you can just like lift it a little bit and put glue in the places where you want it.
What can I do while you're doing that? Oh, I
You
can
can
start on
start
the front, huh?
decorating, yeah.
Can I use all stickers?
Yeah, so for mine I use stencils, but that does take longer because I outlined the stencil and a pencil and then I used a Sharpie to color it in. So it takes quite a bit. So you can just use all stickers if you want. I created that like square with a circular top label, but Jess, you can make whatever kind of label you want. And you can do like fun stuff to the label too. You can add a picture of you and your dad.
Oh, that's
in
a
the
great
top
idea.
circular part. You can print out a custom label if you want. The only thing you want to make sure of is that the styrofoam doesn't go outside of either the front or the
okay.
back. But now since we don't need this to trace, it doesn't really matter if the shape gets a little discombobulated. So I'm just gonna shave it down in places. You just use your fingers. It doesn't have to be that hard. You've already made a mess. So while you are finishing your label, I'm going to do the ties for you for the beer. This beer is in here so snug, you almost don't need it.
That's awesome.
But I'm gonna do it just for safety. So gotta see where it is, and then kind of mark in the styrofoam where you should glue your rope. You can cut them extra long and then shorten them once they're on there and tied. So now that I have my 2 rope twines cut, I'm basically just going to hot glue gun them onto the styrofoam. I suggest going all the way up to where the opening starts almost, so that it's just, there's extra support. Now I'm going to glue the top of your inside of your card, onto your styrofoam. Make sure the strings are on the inside so they don't get stuck in the glue. You're gonna tape the sides, so you do want the back and the front to be lined up fairly well. You basically just squeeze it under wherever you can. It's a little tough because once one side is down, a lot of it is down. So I'm using this tape, and I'm just basically gonna outline around the edges here so that you don't see all of this cutting and white poster board sticking out everywhere. I would say just go to the very top, not above it, so you don't have to worry about cutting the tape very much to fold it in, because you wanna fold it in so you can cover the white. Do the honors of putting in your beer. So again, cross the rope once so you can get a good tie on it.
Cap first.
Cap first.
Snug as a bug in a rug.
Yours is so snug, and it's like, I don't know how yours feels deeper than mine, but it does, which is not a bad thing. And then we will cut the extra rope so it's like a perfect tie.
It looks so good.
Yeah, and you have enough room too, since you only did cheers, that you could write like a nice personalized note to your dad.
That's a
like
great idea.
Up here or down here or
Yeah.
wherever. Now that your beer is stabilized inside, you're fine. You get nervous about it, you can always untie it and take it out. So you wanna do one length at a time. And this is just, again, to cover up the styrofoam side so your dad doesn't see all the styrofoam and it looks a bit more finished. Right there to about right there. So then you can place this down, and you can have a little border around your beer. You'll just place it on like this. So there's like a little border, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Like I said, your dad loves you just the way you are. You've got your first border, and you'll do that all the way around. And for the very top, right about here, I use the tape to go all the way around for the cap. So I want to keep the shape of her top, because that's a big part of it. So you can just tape it back and then cut any parts that are showing. So now you want to glue the front of the cover on. You want to glue the left side from here down to the bottom. That's it. You could do like one bit of glue right here just for security for opening, but you don't want to glue this up because you won't be able to open it all the way.
Makes sense.
So you just want to glue down this side, but you have to work really fast. Faster, faster.
I'm moving quick, I'm moving quick.
The adrenaline of this. You would have at this point already signed the inside. You would have also already done the taping around the sides. We showed you one side, but you just do the same exact thing all the way around. You wanna grab mine? Just so we can show another final product. So here are the final products. Look, mine is so much smaller. My styrofoam is so much smaller, but they both work. We are gonna do the final reveal. Jess is gonna show mine, I'm gonna show hers. So this is the front.
The front.
And then you open.
To beer.
Cheers!
They look great.
Yay!
Such a good card for dad, for mom, anyone who loves beer.
Yeah, boyfriend, fiance, you know, a Wednesday.
A Wednesday.
Your girlfriend, your wife, what other things are there? Your soulmate. Aww, the world collectively says aww. Okay, it's time for beer.
All right, yep, cheers.
Bye! Bye!